So today is the most auspicious day, and I'm so happy to hear the transcendental word from the mouth of His Holiness Guru Govinda Swami Maharaj. Somehow or other, I was able to get his kind association and some specific instructions, and I feel so fortunate to be in his association. So this lecture was given by His Holiness Guru Govinda Swami Maharaj in Bhubaneswar, where he established the temple as per the desire of Srila Prabhupada. And before Srila Prabhupada departed from this world, I think a couple of months ago or a month ago only, he went and stayed, I think, 10 days or something in Bhubaneswar. So we can see how Prabhupada was very pleased with the effort that Guru Govinda Swami Maharaj invested. It was a jungle there, and Maharaj went through so many tribulations, but remained fixed. So we pray at Guru Govinda Swami Maharaj Lotus feet also to bestow their kind mercy upon all of us. So he gave this class on May 14, 1995. It was appearing like a flower garland on the chest of Narsingadev. It seems as if a lion had killed an elephant. So many of Hiranyakashipu's soldiers came out to fight against the Lord. But the Lord, with his sharp nails, tore them apart, and all were killed. And there are many descriptions about these pastimes. Lord Narsingadev's mouth and mane were sprinkled with drops of blood, and his fierce eyes, full of anger, were impossible to look at. Licking the edge of his mouth with his tongue, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narsingadev, decorated with a garland of intestines taken from Hiranyakashipu's abdomen, resembled a lion that has just killed an elephant, described in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8, Text 30. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who had many arms, first uprooted Hiranyakashipu's heart and then threw him aside and turned toward the demon soldiers. These soldiers had come in thousands to fight with him with raised weapons and were very faithful followers of Hiranyakashipu. But Lord Narsingadev killed all of them merrily with the ends of his nails. Described 7.8.31 Srimad Bhagavatam. The hair on Narsingadev's head shook the clouds and scattered them here and there. His glaring eyes told the effulgence of the luminaries in the sky, and his breathing agitated the seas and oceans. Because of his roaring, all the elephants in the world began to cry in fear. Explained 7.8.32. Airplanes were thrown into outer space and the upper planetary system by the hair on Narsingadev's head. Because of the pressure of the Lord's lotus feet, the earth appeared to slip from its position, and all the hills and mountains sprang up due to his intolerable force. And because of the Lord's bodily effulgence, both the sky and all directions diminished in their natural illumination. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.8.33. Manifesting a full effulgence and a fearsome countenance. Lord Narshima, being very angry and finding no contestant to face his power and opulence, then sat down in assembly hall on the excellent throne of the king. And because of the fear and obedience, no one could come forward to show the Lord directly. 7:834. Hiranyakasipu had been exactly like a fever of meningitis in the head of the three worlds. Thus, when the wives of the demigods in the heavenly planet saw that the great demon had been killed by the personal hand of the Supreme Personality of God, their faces blossomed in great joy. The wives of the demigod again and again showered flowers from heaven upon Lord Narsingadev like a rain. Srimad Bhagavatam 7:835. Demigod always shower the flowers at all the time. Any pastimes Krishna performed, they are ready to witness, and they just glorify Krishna. At that time, the airplanes of the demigods who desired to see the activity of the Supreme Lord Narayan crowded the sky. Just see that atmosphere explained by our acharyas. The demigods began beating drums and cattle drums, and upon hearing them, the angelic woman began to dance, while the chiefs of the Gandharvas sang sweetly. Explained 7:836. My dear King Yudhishthir, the demigods then approached the Lord. They were headed by Lord Brahma, King Indra, and Lord Shiva, and included great saintly persons and the residents of Pitruloka, Shriddaloka, Vidyadharloka, and the planet of the snakes. The Manus approached, and so did the chief of various other planets. The angelic dancer approached, as did the Gandharvas, the Charanas, the Yakshas, the inhabitants of Kindarloka, the Vetalas, the inhabitants of Kimspurushlok, and the personal servant of Vishnu like Shunanda and Kumud. All of them came near the Lord, who glowed with intense light. They individually offered their obeisances and prayers, their hands folded at their heads. 7:837-38. So Lord Brahma prayed, my dear Lord, you are unlimited, and you possess unending potencies. No one can estimate or calculate your prowess and wonderful influence, for your actions are never polluted by material energy. Through the material qualities, you very easily create the universe, maintain it, and again annihilate it. Yet you remain the same without deteriorations. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Srimad Bhagavatam 7:839. Now Prahlad Maharaj is offering his prayers. Narsingadev was so angry that nobody dared to approach him. Even Lakshmi Devi couldn't approach. So at last, Brahma persuaded Prahlad Maharaj to go and pacify him. Then Prahlad Maharaj went there fearlessly. All were afraid, but Prahlad was not at all afraid of the Lord. Why? Because he is a dear devotee. He fell flat at the lotus feet of Narsingadev And Narsingadev put his lotus-like arm on the head of Prahlad Maharaj. We see that same thing. Dhruv Maharaj, the Vishnu put the counsel to give enlightenment. Otherwise, to perceive the Supreme Personality of Godhead is impossible with this material body. So when the arm touched the head of Prahlad Maharaj, immediately Prahlad Maharaj received the mercy of transcendental knowledge and offered many, many wonderful prayers. We will read some of those prayers of Prahlad Maharaj from 7th canto, 9th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Prahlad Maharaj prayed, "How is it possible for me, who has been born in a family of asuras, to offer suitable prayers to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Even until now, all the demigods headed by Lord Brahma and all the saintly persons could not satisfy the Lord by streams of excellent words. All those such persons are very qualified, being in the mood of goodness. Then what is to be said of me? I'm not at all qualified." Srimad Bhagavatam 798. When we read any literature even, I was reading yesterday about the Krishna in Vrindavan by Shivram Maharaj, and he was writing and making a point that he has created all this literature, the Krishna is Vrindavan, by having the dialogue with Krishnas and Gopis Krishnas and Radharani Krishnas and the Brajavasis. And Maharaj says that somebody can question, how can you, are you a qualified person to put it in that way like this? And Maharaj says, all these Rupa Goswami, all the leaders of our Acharya, they always say, I'm very insignificant. No author has said that they are self-realized. But what they say is essence. So that's how they present the philosophy. So it's so nice that Shivram Maharaj has given us a wonderful gift that we can dwell into it. So Prahlad Maharaj continued, one may possess wealth, an aristocratic family, beauty, austerity, education, sensory expertise, luster, influence, physical strength, diligence, intelligence, and mystic yogic power. But is a big word. I think that even by all these qualifications, one cannot satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, one can satisfy the Lord simply by devotional service. And Prahlad Maharaj is giving an example of the Gajendra did this, and thus the Lord was satisfied with him. Srimad Bhagavatam 799. He continued, if a Brahmana has all 12 of the Brahminical qualifications, as they are stated in the book called Sanat Sujat, but is not a devotee and is averse to the lotus feet of the Lord, he is certainly lower than a devotee who is a dog eater, but who has dedicated everything, mind, words, and activities, wealth and life, to the Supreme Lord. Such a devotee is better than such a Brahmana, because the devotee can purify his whole family, whereas the so-called Brahmana, in a position of a false prestige, cannot purify even by himself. Srimad Bhagavatam 7:9-10. Prahlad Maharaj continued, the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is always fully satisfied in himself, Atmaram. Therefore, when something is offered to him, the offering by the Lord's mercy is for the benefit of the devotee. For the Lord does not need service from anyone. To give an example, if one's face is decorated, the reflections of one face in a mirror is also seen to be decorated. Srimad Bhagavatam 7, 9, 11. What an intense analogy is given. If you want to beautify yourself, whatever in way you beautify Krishna. Haribol. Therefore, although I was born in a demoniac family, I may without a doubt offer prayers to the Lord with full endeavor, as far as my intelligence allows. Anyone who has been forced by ignorance to enter the material world may be purified of material life if he offers prayers to the Lord and hears the Lord's glories. 7, 9, 12. I was listening to the class yesterday about the influence of the sound by His Holiness Sacinandana Swami Maharaj. And he made some profound comment. He gave a couple of examples, was so nice. Sound has effect. So don't come into the sound of negativity, because that will influence your consciousness. Don't associate with those who have no faith in Krishna. Hearing those things will impure our mind and consciousness. We are not that strong. Don't try to save those people who has no faith. You will slip away. Be cautious. Whatever we hear has some effect in our mind and heart. Give up those kind of association. So Maharaj says that sound has so much effect that one of his friends was a scientist. And what he did, he cooked the rice and put it in 2 bowls. One bowl he will keep in the front and he will praise the rice like anything. Oh, you are a nectar. Without you, how can I sustain my life? All glories to you, my dear rice. How can I repay you for your kindness to give me the existence in this world? Without you, I'm no one. I won't survive like this. And the other bowl, the same rice was cooked in a same pot. They divide into the 2 bowls. Another bowl, it's all negative thoughts. Oh, who are you? Do you think that you can sustain our life? You can give some energy to our body? All the negative thoughts was spoken to that bowl. And for 2 months, they put that bowls, both of them, after having that sound vibration given to the bowl, each differently, they put it in that refrigerator. And after a couple of months, when they take it out, the bowl, which here, all the glories, it was so nice. And the rice was listening, all this negative thing was slimy, rotten. So dear brother and sister, don't hear something which is negative in your life. Don't come across those people. And that's why I like that word. When I met the Vastu expert, I asked him, what is the benefit of having our house residence according to the Vastu? And his response was that you will never come across a people with the negative mind or who can create the trouble in your life. All the people that you will come across will be a very good friend of yours. That is a boon. So a lot of the devotees, we want to preach, but be careful. By hearing those negative things has effect. And I don't think even to the earlier stage of the devotional life, you should expose those things in your mind. It's detrimental. Be extremely careful. So Prahlad Maharaj continue. Lakshmi Devi, who is sitting on the chest of the Lord, cannot get it. It is very difficult on the part of Lakshmi. But a dear devotee of the Lord very easily gets such mercy of the Lord. The Lord has equal vision, Shama Sarvesu Bhutesu. He is equally disposed toward every living entity. Name Devyo Astina Priyaha. I envy no one. This is the word of Krishna. Nor I am partial to anyone. Why we bring all the questions? Krishna does this, Krishna does this. Listen his words, what he is saying. I'm equal to all. But a bhakta is very dear to him. Ye bhajanti tu mama bhaktya. One who does my bhajan with bhakti, they are in me and I'm in them. That's the verdict of Krishna. Though he is impartial, but he is very partial to his devotees. Haribol. So these are all prayers by Prahlad Maharaj. And there is one specific prayer, Srimad Bhagavatam 7.9.14. Tad yacha manyum asurascha hatasto yadya modeta sadur api ukschika sarpahatya lokas cha nirvrittim itaha pratiyanti sarve rupam narshima vibayaga jana shmaranti. This prayer is wonderful. My dear Lord Narsingadeva, please, therefore cease your anger now that my father, the great demon Hiranyakasipu, has been killed. Since even saintly person take pleasure in the killing of a scorpion or a snake, all the worlds have achieved great satisfaction because of the death of this demon. Now they are confident of their happiness, and they will always remember your auspicious incarnation in order to be free from fear. Narshima Pranam. So if you are fearful about anything in your life, please pray to Lord Narsingadeva. Today is most auspicious day. He will be very happy to bestow his kind mercy. Yes, scorpions and snakes should be killed. Saintly person kill them and get pleasure. Sadhus never kill other living entities. And this verse says, therefore we should always offer this prayer, Namaste Narsimhaya, to be free from fear. Narsingadev kills all inauspiciousness that comes in the path of devotion. Haribol. Therefore we offer Narsingh Pranam. When we start a journey, we also offer Narsingha Pranam. So no fear, no obstructions, no fearful condition will be there. Narsingadev comes, kills it. You understand? Guru Govinda Swami Maharaj specific tells Baba, understand this point. Are you going to think that you are going to understand Supreme Personality Godhead with these material senses? Give up that thought, Baba. That's how Guru Govinda Swami Maharaj will say. Even for a pure devotees, it says, Krishna says, out of so many millions and billions of people, very few will take up this process of enlightening in devotional practice. And out of those, very, very few will attain the stage of prema for the Supreme Lord. Out of those, Krishna says, even no one knows me in truth. So how can we, with conditioned state, we will be able to understand Krishna? Just show him and beg the mercy. That's the only way we will be able to understand Krishna. Ayushriyam vibham Indriyam avirincyat nechamite vilutam uruvikramena kalat manopanaya mam nijabrutya parshavam. My dear Lord, now I have complete experience. Experience is required, not knowledge. You need to realize. Then and then our faith will become strong. Otherwise, we will remain on the speculation, and the life is very short in Kali Yuga. So, my dear Lord, now I have complete experience concerning the worldly opulence, mystic power, longevity, and other material pleasure enjoyed by all living entities, from Lord Brahma down to the ant. As powerful time, you destroy them all. Therefore, because of my experience, I do not wish to possess them. Haribol. My dear Lord, I request you to place me in touch with your pure devotee and let me show him as a sincere servant. Wonderful. Bhagavatam 7:9-25. A Vaishnava has a love for all living entities. So when Nrsimhadev offered Prahlad Mukti, he refused. Why he refused is stated in this prayer. Prayana deva munayaha swamimuktikama maunam charanti vijane na par arthanistaha naitan vihaya krupanam vimumuksha eko nanyam tvad asya sharanam brahmato nupasya. My dear Lord Nrsimhadev, I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are interested only in their own deliverance, not caring for the big cities and towns. They go to the Himalayas or the forest to meditate with vow of silence, Mauna Vrat. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone, leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Haribol. This is the secret Prahlad Maharaj is sharing with us. We are a happy seekers. And we need to realize one day this is the only way we will become happy. More earlier we realize it's better, because then you can live while we are living in this material world happily. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj says, I wish to bring them back to shelter at your lotus feet. 7:944. The munis and sages are only interested in their own deliverance. They go to the Himalayan mountains in search of a solitary place to do sadhana. And there they undergo so many severe austerities and penances. So who thinks of delivering the living entities? The Mlechas and Yavanas, those who are in the hellish planet. Western countries mean hellish planet. Did you hear, everyone? And we decided to come to the Western country to become happy. Haribol, what a choice. The sadhu thinks of the suffering conditioned soul and goes there to preach an incalculable Krishna consciousness unto the mlechas, yamanas, demons. Only a Vaishnava like Prahlad Maharaj, otherwise no one can do it. A Vaishnava whose heart is so compassionate, so merciful, he has love for all living entities, even the worms in the store. He thinks of their deliverance, no better than a merchant. There is also another prayer in Srimad Bhagavatam, Tatte Hruttama Namaha Shruti Karma Pujaha Karma Shruti Charanayo Shravanam Kathayam Samsevaya Tvai Vineti Sad Angayakim Bhakti Bhaktim Janaha Paramhansa Gato Labheto. Therefore, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, the best of all persons to whom prayers are offered, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, because without rendering six kinds of devotional service unto you, offering prayers, dedicating all the result of our activities, worshipping you, working on your behalf, always remembering your lotus feet and hearing about the glories, who can achieve that which is meant for the Paramhamsas? Haribol 7.9.50. Also in Srimad Bhagavatam 7.10.4, Prahlad Maharaj says, Nanyatha te khila guru gate ta karuna manaha yasta asisa asaste na sabrutya savai vanik. Otherwise, O my Lord, O Supreme Instructor of the entire world, you are so kind to your devotees that you could not induce him to do something unbeneficial for him. On the other hand, one who desires some material benefit in exchange for devotional service cannot be a pure devotee. Indeed, he is no better than a merchant who wants profit in exchange for the service. He is no better than a merchant, yes, who does business with the Lord. I give you this thing and you give me this thing. Then in Srimad Bhagavatam 7.10.6, Aham to akamas tvad bhaktas tvam cha swami anapashrayah nanyate havayor artho rajaseva kayor eva. O my dear Lord, I am your unmotivated servant and you are my eternal master. There is no need of our being anything other than master and servant. You are naturally my master and I'm naturally your servant. We have no other relationship. The prayer everyone should offer like that. In all rasas, the prominent is service. No matter whatever the rasa we may have, that rasa will be exhibited through the service we will render to the divine couple. So then the next verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam is the only prayer that everyone should offer. Haribol. Yadi dasyasi me kanam varam stvam varda sharva sabha kamanam rudi asham roham bhavatastu vrune varam. O my dear Lord, best of the givers of benedictions, if you at all want to bestow a desirable benedictions upon me, then I pray from your Lordship that within the core of my heart there should be no material desire. Haribol. Everyone should pray today to Lord Narsingadev, and he has the ability to destroy all the material desire from our heart. Srimad Bhagavatam, easy to remember the text, 7.10.7. Offer this prayer, and if the Lord grants this boon, then material desire will be gone. This is the prayer that all should offer. We have so many lusty desires. Who will root them out? So everybody should offer prayer at the lotus feet of the Lord from the core of the heart. If you want to give me a boon, please take away all lusty desire, so that never at any time, in any conditions, under any circumstance, will material desire crop up in my heart. Haribol. When Narsingadev was ready to give him any boon, Prahlad Maharaj desired, asked for this boon. And Prahlad Maharaj then asked only one benediction from Narsingadev. And then Prahlad Maharaj is offering main three prayers. Varam varaya etatte varadesan maheshwar yad anindat pitame tvam avidvams teja aishwaram vidha marsha shaya saksa sarvaloka gurum prabhum brutur heti mrusha drastis tvad bhakte mai chagvan tasmat pitame puyeta durantad dustarat aghat putaste panga samdrastas tat kripana vatsala. Prahlad Maharaj says, O Supreme Lord, because you are so merciful to the fallen souls, I ask you only one benediction. I know that my father, at the time of his death, had already been purified by your glance upon him. But because of his ignorance of your beautiful power and supremacy, he was unnecessarily angry at you, falsely thinking that you were the killer of his brother. Thus, he directly blasphemed your lordship, the spiritual master of all living beings, and committed heavily sinful activities directed against me, your devotee. I wish that he be excused for this sinful activity. That's the only benediction Prahlad Maharaj is asking. What a great son. Srimad Bhagavatam 7:10-15 through 17. These three prayers are there. So Prahlad Maharaj is praying for his father. Therefore, his father was excused. Then what did the Lord say? Tri saptabhi pita putaha pitrubhi sahate naga yas sadosya kule jato bhavan vaikula pavanaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead says to Prahlad, my dear Prahlad, O most pure, O great saintly person, your father has been purified, along with 21 forefathers in your family. Because you were born in this family, the entire dynasty has been purified. 21 generations, Haribol. If you purify, you can really help your father and forefathers. Srimad Bhagavatam 10, 7, 10, 18. A son like Prahlad Maharaj, if a Vaishnava like Prahlad Maharaj takes a birth in some family, 21 generation will be delivered. If a son becomes a Vaishnava, what he can do? If you want a son, then procreate a son like Prahlad. Otherwise, why will you procreate a child? The hawks procreate hundreds of children and all eat the store. It is nonsense. If you want to have a son, procreate a son like Prahlad. Then his father is glorified and his mother is glorified. He is a real father and she is a real mother. Otherwise, they are not a real father and mother. Rather, they are the hog and she hog, only engage in sexual engagement, nothing else. Then you are procreating all nasty bastard children, hog-like children who eat stool. Hogs produce hundreds of children. Why would you produce such children? There is no need of producing children. If you want to marry, then marry and produce a Vaishnava son like Prahlad. Then the father and mother will be glorified. Otherwise, it is condemned. Harsh words. What can we say? These are the true words. These are some of the many prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. We should offer such prayers to the Supreme Lord, especially on this auspicious day. We should offer this prayer to Jagannath, who has assumed the Narsingha form. Please give me this boon on this auspicious day of your appearance, that no material desire, lusty desire will arise in my heart. Please take out these lusty desires from me. Vaishakhasya Chaturdasyam Shuklayam Sri Nrukesari Jatas Tad Ashyam Tat Pujot Savam Kurvita Sarvatam. This verse is in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Sanatana Goswami is quoting from the Padma Purana. You know, in the Hari Bhakti Vilas, that the wonderful instruction has been given to purify our existence and the glorification of the holy name. This is the Tithi, day to day, in the month of Vaishakh. This is the 14th day of the right fortnight. On this auspicious day, Tithi, Narsingha Dev appears. Therefore, on this auspicious Tithi, all the devotees observe it by fasting and offering prayers to Narshima Dev. Worship of his devotees is superior. Prahlada Klesa Nasayaya Hipunya Chaturdashi Pujayet Tatra Yatenena Hare Prahladam Agrataha. On this Tithi, this day, before offering worship to Narsingha Dev, first you should offer worship to Prahlad Maharaj, his dear devotees. His devotees should be worshipped first. Worship of his devotees is superior to the direct worship of the Lord. The Lord appeared in order to protect his dear devotees from the persecutions of his demoniac father, Hiranyakashipu. So first of all, we should offer worship to Prahlad. Then we offer worship to Narsingha Dev. This is the process. It is required that you fast on this day. This is the vrat, fasting. You may take a little prasadam, anukalpa, as on Ekadasi. It is mentioned in the Narshima Purana that Prahlad Maharaj asked Narshima Dev how he could develop bhakti toward him. Wonderful. And Prahlad Maharaj is not keeping anything secret. He is revealing to us. In the answer, Narsingha Deva says, in ancient days, in Avanti, there was a Brahmana named Vasu Sharma, a Pandit. He knew Veda very well. He had a devoted and chaste wife named Susila, who was endowed with all good qualities. This is a wonderful story. She was celebrated for her devotion toward her husband. Vasu Sharma and Susila gave birth to 5 sons. 4 sons were naturally well behaved, learned, and obedient to their father. But the youngest son, named Vasudeva, was an exception. Narsingadev pointed to Prahlad, your name was Vasudeva. You had a bad character and were addicted to associating with prostitutes. One day, you quarreled and fought with a prostitute. That night, both of you fasted because of quarreling and fighting. Fortunately, the day that you both fasted was my appearance day. Therefore, both of you received the auspicious result of fasting on my auspicious day, appearance day. Therefore, we should fast today. You were born as a son of Hiranyakashipu, my dear devotee Prahlad, and that prostitute took birth as a heavenly prostitute, an Apsara, an angel in a heavenly planet. And she got so much material enjoyment there. And after that, she also became my devotee. And now, you are a very dear devotee of mine also. Though born in a demoniac family, observing my vrat, Brahma is endowed with creative potency. Brahma observed this vrat, Narshima Chaturdashi vrat. And Lord Shiva also observed this vrat, Narshima Chaturdashi vrat. Observing this vrat on my appearance day, Shivji obtained such strength and potency that he was able to kill the demon Tripurasura. Those who observe my vrat on my appearance day, whatever desire they have, listen this wonderful benedictions they offer to me, I immediately grant it to them. Never let material desire arise. So Narsingadev is very merciful today. So offer this prayer. Please give me this boon, O all merciful Narsingadev, on this auspicious day of your appearance, that not at any time, in any conditions, under any circumstance, will material desire arise in my heart. Please grant me this boon. I ask only this boon. As I develop your devotion toward you, please grant me this. This is the only prayer you offer. All of you should offer this prayer. So much lusty desire you have. Narsingadev is very merciful today, so he will definitely grant that boon to you. The Lord is unlimited and his katha is also very unlimited. I hope all of you develop your devotion to the Lord and let all obstacle and inauspiciousness on the path of devotion be annihilated by Lord Narsingadev. Bhagwan Narsingadev ki Jai, Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai, Gaur Premanande. So wonderful class by His Holiness Guru Govinda Swami Maharaj. Sorry, my calculation was little wrong by few minutes. Please pardon me. I always see the content and I meditate that how long it will take me. And I was off by 3 minutes. That's not bad because also I choose to play little longer song than normally we do. But it's everything work out by the will of Supreme Lord Narsingadev. So with those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, like today, Yugal Priti Mataji, bring her friend, Rohini Priya Mataji. Same thing, at least try to help one person. Everybody has one friend that you can convince to join in the morning and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and their life will become successful. That's the greatest help you can do to any living being. Please at least bring at least one of your friend as Priti Gopi Mataji did today. So with those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of those wonderful devotees. Without their help, how can we sustain our devotion? So I'm very grateful to you all who joined from Houston, Fresno, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Aurora, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Phoenix, Tempe, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Portland, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Alachua, Orlando, Stanford, Jacksonville, St. Louis, San Diego, Loganville, Georgia, Maine, New Orleans, Toronto, Calcutta, New Delhi, and Pondicherry. I don't know where Tripti Ghosh Mataji is from, maybe from Bangalore or Bengal. I don't know which city she's living. But thank you very much. And